Hey, fellow Google Plus podcasters, this is Jack Frew, and I wanted to show you one of the tools that I use. This is called TwistedWave, and it's really found some nice sweet spots for me. Let me go ahead and record some audio. I'll go to the audio menu, input device, ATR microphone, and we'll go ahead and hit the record button here. On the right-hand side, you can see the VU meter, and then here you can see the display. I'm actually recording this for the second time. I was using Camtasia, and I recorded the first time at 10 frames per second. Well, one of the things that is awesome about TwistedWave, and I'll show you in a minute when we're done recording here, is it is extremely fast. And what I found is that at 10 frames per second, it didn't convey the speed at which you can actually operate at this thing. Watching the playback, it seemed like it kind of lagged a little bit, and it's not like that. It's super quick. So what we want to do is we'll just record a little bit until this scroll bar starts to fill up. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So let me hit stop now. Now, what I want to show you is I have a Apple mouse. This is an Apple product. I have that one that has it's the white one with the touchpad on the top. So this is me moving my mouse in a circle. This is me scrolling the mouse up and down. You see how it is zooming in and out? And then this is me scrolling the mouse left and right. Okay, right and left actually. Now notice that when I move my mouse to a place and scroll up and down, notice that the zooming is centered on the exact place my mouse is. I'll come over here and I can zoom in and I can zoom out. What I found is that TwistedWave is incredibly, incredibly efficient for playing back and saying, what was that? And you can zoom in and pick a point and play it back and highlight what you want, what have you. The highlighting, by the way, is very intelligent. So let me show you something that you're supposed to do when it comes to editing. You're not supposed to go peak to valley or peak to peak when you do a edit. You always want to go 0 point to 0 point, okay? Well, notice that I'm just going to select this peak to this peak. Watch what TwistedWave does. I'm going to let go of my mouse now. You see what it did? It expands the selection to the nearest zero crossover point. That's very, very helpful because it will keep your audio from having clicks from your audio edits. Now, one of the things that we can do in TwistedWave as we go through it is we can highlight passages and we can silence them out. This, to me, let me get off there. That has the visual signature to me. That looks like a breath. So let's just play that. And in order for me to play that, I'm just hitting the space bar. Okay, it looks like a breath. I don't want it to be a breath. I'm going to hit the S key for silent. It has silenced it. It has removed the selection and put the cursor back at the beginning. So my timing hasn't been changed. I've just silenced it, right? Very, very efficient. I mean, if you needed to go through an audio file and silence a bunch of stuff, here's another one here that looks like maybe this could be a breath. Now you see that in my selection, I selected too much because I had selected it when it was way out here. So pretty easy for me to just kind of drag and drop and say, yeah, that looks good. S for silence, right? So I think that is a great use of TwistedWave, is this kind of destructive wave file editing if you need to go in and do that kind of thing. I did find one other thing that I thought was really valuable in TwistedWave. Let me show you that. I'm going to go File, New, create a mono file because that's, we're doing little things here. And what I found, this is for recording intros. So let's just record some intros, okay? This is episode 14 of my podcast. This is episode 15 of my podcast. This is episode 16 of my podcast. Okay, so you see here that we can use this to record intros. We're recording a bunch of them, and we're kind of pausing in between, and maybe you do multiple takes, whatever. Now, a couple of things. At the end, I said, okay, it looked to me like I just caught that last bit right in the file. Let's just highlight that. I'm going to hit the space. Okay. Yeah. I don't want that on there at all. I'm just going to hit delete and get rid of it. Okay. Now, let me show you a neat feature here. If I go to, I can never remember where it is in the menu, but it's called silence detection. So here we go. I'm just going to type in silence, detect silences. Okay. Watch this. It has found my silent pieces in between. Okay. Now, you see here it says detect silences and mark. I'm going to hit apply. And what we have now is 3 markers, part 1, part 2, and part 3. The silences are all gone. Okay. Now I can go to markers and I can say split by marker. And I've got these things. Now remember, I started with 14. So maybe I want to change these to say something a little different like that. Okay. I'll pick a destination directory that is going to dump these in. I'm going to put this on my desktop in the demo folder here. We'll hit select and then I'll hit OK here. And what that has done is it's created 3 separate files for me. If I go back to my desktop, I think I did this twice. So we have part 14, 15, and 16. Those are our 3 WAV files, right? So the value for this is like, for me, sometimes what I'll do is I'll record 10 or 12 intros at a time and 10 or 12 outros at a time. And it's just nice to get them recorded all together and have them as little files, and I can drag and drop those files into GarageBand or Logic or Pro Tools or whatever tool you're using, right? So those are the two things I found. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. I would love to see a video on Pro Tools. I'd love to see a video on this Hindenburg thing. Any other tools that you have, if we could all record a little, couple minute video of it, I think we'd all be way better off in terms of the knowledge that we'd have and making decisions about what tools are best for the job. Thanks, everybody.